Hi, my name is Hazaldin. I'm Executive Chairman of the American Communist Party and host of the Infrared Show. It's a great honor to be here in China.
同志们，大家好，我是老猫。本期是老猫对美利坚共产党执行主席哈兹·阿尔丁采访视频的第4期，一共是5期啊。那明天将会是最后一期，推荐大家去看看前3期的采访视频。那是由哈兹对 ACP 的情况进行一个系统性的介绍。老猫个人认为，27岁的哈兹理论水平是非常不错的。那大家也可以看出来，他讲的东西是比较实在的，也是很敢说的。对美国的传统左翼啊，特别是老美共，批评是很尖锐的。那这也可能是他们很多人不太喜欢 ACP 的一个重要原因吧。本期哈兹将一口气解答3个问题，一个是美利坚共产党 ACP 和美国共产党 CPUSA 最大的区别是什么啊？老猫告诉了他，在我们国内习惯称 ACP 叫新美共， CPUSA 叫老美共。2个问题，他首次访华是受邀参加中国人民大学举办的明德战略对话2025这个高规格的国际论坛。老猫此次采访也得到了人大重阳金融研究院提供的必要保障支持，就是请哈兹谈谈他对这次明德战略对话的感受。3个问题大家可能非常感兴趣，是他来谈谈对毛主席的认知。
So the second question is about the Chinese netizens. They are usually said that the ACP is the neo-communist party of the USA. So we want to know, what is the biggest difference between the ACP and the CPUSA?
American Communist Party is a party of the new generation. First of all, it's the most evident and obvious difference. CPUSA is outdated. It's not adapted to the 21st century. That is the most evident. We are young, energetic, and lively, and they are dead. They belong to a different time. But that's even a generous characterization, because the CPUSA is corrupt. The CPUSA encourages inactivity. It encourages stagnation. It encourages keeping the status quo. Why? Because the leadership gets generous salaries from people's world, and the party's revenue depends upon it, and they would prefer things to continue as they are. The CPUSA, okay, I'll just be frank. CPUSA does nothing. It doesn't do anything. They sit around and do nothing. And maybe they say vote for Democrats and canvass for the Democratic Party. As communists, they do nothing. Even if you believe it's this wise strategy to put most of your resources into promoting Democrats, they do nothing to distinguish themselves as communists at all. And they've shut down their educational reviews and their study of Marxism, Leninism, and they don't care about it. They shut it down. So the CPUSA is, frankly, it's a front. Look, I'll be very harsh. CPUSA is a retirement fund. It's not a party. It's a retirement fund for a handful of people who don't want to work and want to get paid by people's world.
Thanks, comrade.
大家如果想听我采访更多国际友人，但又不想刷画面，让眼睛多歇一歇，推荐试试视频左下角的汽水音乐，它的自动续播、定时关闭功能，解放双手和眼睛也能照样播不停。
And our third question is about what are your feelings that come to China to join the Mingde Strategic Dialogue? Yeah, what is your feeling?
It was a tremendous honor to me to be a participant in this dialogue and meet Professor Wang Wen and he at Renmin University and such a historically significant university in the history of China's revolutionary history. It's a tremendous honor, and my comrades are very excited about it. And frankly, to me, it's an incredible show of solidarity and friendship by my friends and comrades within China to invite me to speak and attend this conference and visit Beijing. So I am very grateful. Very, very grateful, especially Professor Wang Wen in Renmin University for this occasion and opportunity.
And so the first question is about how does the ACP or yourself personally to study the theoretic work of the Chairman Mao? How do you evaluate and the view of Chairman Mao?
Well, Mao Zedong, he revolutionized Marxism-Leninism by revolutionizing dialectics. by introducing the possibility of primary and secondary contradiction, which is a novelty within Marxism. And this clarified the dimensionality of class struggle within Marxism, which means this: in class struggle there's the form and there's a content. There's the primary contradiction, and there's a kind of enveloping contradiction which gives context to what class struggle is. So for Mao, the enveloping contradiction, a primary contradiction, is Japanese imperialism. The class struggle is not two segments of the population with rifles killing each other. That's not the class struggle. The class struggle is whether or not the proletarian tendency or the bourgeois tendency will prevail in proving its ability to lead the whole people against the Japanese imperialism. And you can exchange Japanese imperialism for anything. You can say for sovereignty, for national development, for the general welfare and happiness of the people, for independence, for modernization, for development. This is the enveloping contradiction that people find themselves in, and class struggle is waged at the site of which tendency is proving itself to be the most capable of successfully leading a nation through this kind of contradiction and struggle. So we apply this in the American context through the question of the basic. We think there is an American national subject who has a basic interest in living a normal, dignified human life, devoid of humiliation, devoid of exploitation, devoid of grueling debt and unaffordable cost of living and constant wars and so on, and turmoil and strife and so on. And we make that the subject of the communist politics. The point of communist politics in America is to be something that is the best for the American people and the American nation, and something we regard as indispensable for the unification of the American nation, which is a divided, incomplete nation right now. America has only had an independent state for 300 years. There's an American national tradition for 300 years. America is a very young, immature nation, and we think that the communism will be necessary for the evolution and development of the American nation into a unified nation and civilization that can join the elders of the world, like China, and like Russia, and like Iran, and others, who have long, millennia-old experience in the creation and unification of nations, the coexistence between different peoples, and so on and so on. And we think it is so because communism is the only thing that can unite the American people only as Americans, not as a race, not as black, not as white, not as something else, while simultaneously being revolutionary against the status quo, against the liberal status quo. So liberal status quo is coming down. Either the racist, sectarian, religious fanatics or others will lead the opposition, or it will be communists. So this is the reality, and only communists can keep Americans unified as a nation in the long term. And so to summarize the question of Chairman Mao's influence upon us as a party, Mao, above all, teaches us to have an attitude that questions and is skeptical of bureaucracy, of metaphysics, of time wasting, of pretentiousness, arrogance and conceit. Mao is a figure of humility. Go and learn from the masses. Go and learn from the people. Go and develop the mass line. Don't be full of yourself just because you have read so many books and you consider yourself intellectual. So we are guided not just by the theory of Mao, but the spirit of Mao.